everybody? I'm here today to talk to you about 8 tips for communicating better every single day. I'll be going over 8 tips for properly communicating in a more efficient and better way, and you can use these on an everyday basis. Let's get right into the video. A lot of people say I have great communication skills. I think I just have a loud voice, but I'm gonna make this video anyways because I think that, I probably have pretty decent communication skills. I can communicate anything pretty much, as well as humanly possible. I'm not trying to brag, but I've made videos about every topic, talking about everything and explaining everything, and many of those videos have done really well because people have actually learned things from them. So obviously I'm doing something right. Anyways, enough about me. These are my top 8 tips for communicating better every single day. Number 1, listen more. I talk a lot, but believe me, I listen a lot. And it's especially true when you need to learn something. So if you're listening, if someone is saying something you don't know, listen to it. If someone's saying something you already know, you could probably get away with not listening as well to it, but listen to things that you need to hear. If you listen more, you will speak much better and communicate better. Number 2, open up your physical stance a bit, okay? You want to broaden those shoulders, stand up a little bit taller, straighten out your back, correct your posture, just like that. Stick your chin out forward a little bit, and that will allow you to communicate better because physically, people will be paying more attention to what you're saying when you have that stance. So open up your physical stance a bit. Number 3, think about what you're going to say first, okay? You can't just talk. You need to have some idea of what you're going to say first. I actually have notes over here. Before I do any video, it's always pre-planned with regards to the title, the topic, and what it's going to be about, like the content throughout the video, and all of my props for the video, if I have physical items, are always pre-planned. That's why I can do a pretty decent job at communicating throughout my videos. So think about what you're going to say first. Prepare yourself. Research what you're going to be talking about, and think about what you might say. Number 4, admit when you don't know something instead of pretending. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I used to work at a grocery store all throughout high school and college and university, basically. So I worked there for 7 years, a local grocery store close to where my parents lived. I won't tell you the name, but if you followed on my Instagram, you've probably seen me post about it in the past because it played a big role in my life. And a lot of these reps for these food companies would come in, they would all talk about sports. I don't know anything about sports. I know to play sports. I'm pretty good at playing all of the sports in general. Just decent enough to just play with other people. Not great, but decent enough. But I don't know anything about watching sports. I don't watch sports. My dad doesn't watch sports, so I was never raised with it. So I don't know anything about what's going on in the sports world on TV. And they'd come in and say, hey, did you hear about that team? Blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't know anything, but I'd say, yeah, the offense is great. Oh, their defense is fantastic. I can't believe I can't believe they won those games and they lost those games. And I was just saying general statements. I didn't know anything. Okay? My coworkers would be absolutely just cracking up laughing because they knew I didn't know anything about sports. But I wanted to talk to these people to do my job, to communicate with them. But what I should have done was I should have just said, I don't follow sports, man. I'm sorry. And over the years, I've learned to say that people, everyone watches sports pretty much. So people come and say, hey, what's your favorite team? And I'm like, I don't watch sports. I'm sorry. I've done a much better job of communicating when I just admit what I don't know. Okay, it's very simple. Number 5, so that was number 4. Admit when you don't know something instead of pretending. That was number 4, yeah. So admit it. If you don't know it, just admit it. People will appreciate it more, and they'll change the topic till they find something that you know about, okay? Number 5, sleep well. Your brain will perform better when you sleep well. This is straightforward. Get a good night's sleep. Your brain performs much better. I don't need to explain that one. It's straightforward. Number 6, portray emotion through your tone. You can feel the excitement when I make videos because of my tone. I'm screaming, I'm talking loudly, I'm moving around the camera. I don't make videos like this. I talk like this. No, I'm screaming at the camera. That's how I portray my emotion. And I know some people don't like it, but you know what? Suck it up, Buttercup. It's too bad for you. This is how I talk, okay? So you need to portray whatever you're feeling. If you're excited, portray that excitement. If you're tired, portray the fatigue, right? If you're happy, portray the happiness through your tone and your physical things that you're doing, okay? Number 7, move around to keep the eyes engaged. Look, I've been sitting in a chair the whole time, but all you see is this on the camera. You gotta move around. It keeps the person that you're talking to awake and engaged. So move around, it keeps them engaged. It'll do a good job at allowing you to communicate more effectively, and they'll actually listen much more and much better. Lastly is number 8. Don't be afraid to over-communicate but don't repeat the same thing over and over again. I'm guilty of this sometimes when I just repeat the same thing a few different times as I'm processing information. You know, if I'm making a video and I'm processing what I should say next, I might repeat the same thing over. I think I just did it right now, actually. I literally just did it right now. But don't be afraid to over communicate about something by explaining it in different ways. Just try to avoid repeating the same thing more than twice, because then people will sort of mentally check out if you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. So that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.